Worthiness is a whole different journey as well. Because worthiness is a top behavioral mannerism from an egoic state of arrogance about who you are, who you're not, where to play, where not to play, what I'm worth, what I'm not worth, where I can be, where I can't be, what is not, my value, my perceptual identities, all the top behavioral mannerisms of what I'm not and where I can be. See, worthiness was a man-made attribute that says, I could be here, I could be there, but I cannot be there, I cannot be here. It was taught, it was influenced from incarnational journeys, from vows, contracts, and agreements, all the way to an emotional state of where you can be, where you cannot be, from a gender principle, from a carnal level, all the way through a headspace. Because worthiness was so taught, but it was a beautiful gift, even from what you'd call the metaphysical community. I'm good enough, I'm worthy enough, I am deserving, not deserving. It was a beautiful step up for brother humanity when they began to wake up as a whole level of consciousness. Do I deserve to be mistreated, treated oddly, with lack of integrity? No. Do I deserve to be treated with value as an equal? Yes. That was when the lights began to come on. The hearts began to reopen. No longer being squelched, no longer being confined, no longer being held back, no longer being withdrawn, but beginning to arise with great passion, great integrity. Integrity not from a rule book, putting integrity from oneself as oneself, in the flourishment of oneself. But then the mind level began to take over and also began to scramble there. Because mind level, it loves to put value upon itself. When the egoic structure puts value upon the egoic structure, give the egoic structure life force to maintain an integrated grounding state, to have a place of belonging, to give itself life force, to give itself an integrated state of being alive in its whole perception of life. So it has a place of belonging. Even the whole perception that everyone has to have an ego to exist. Well, that's not true, because that was all a whole other taught facet of justifying an egoic arrogance. To be able to exist through a physical form, which is also taught, but also not quite accurate. Because an egoic structure only represents one thing, which is segregation and separation, even where the worthiness comes through as well. It creates nothing but polarized states within one's own beingness. But the worthy, not worthy, the good enough, not good enough levels. Because when you have one polarity, you automatically have the other. Not just playing with semantics of a mind level, but playing with the whole unfoldment of oneself. All the way to the deserving, not deserving level. It's still playing with a polarized state of what is not you.